Hello and welcome to Whimsy Live. It's my pockets, the pre-show. All right, everybody. I just woke up from a nap, so I am still getting ready. So I'll be back in like 3 minutes. It's not white, I think. There, guys. Oh, I'm breaking something. Okay. Let's get my chair in. Let's do one of these. Wait. I need to do one text real quick. Ready. Oh, fuck. Camera. Hello. Man, my computer's running hard right now. Why is it running so hard? Well, okay. I always say that because it's like way more than normal. but everything's still running like normal. Like, just clear some stuff out. Everything seems to be normal now. Anyway, so give you guys a pre-show exclusive. That's a whimsy blanket. Look, blanket. This is a prototype. So this one is a gift for a special little somebody. So hopefully she likes it. There's only 2 of these, so she'll get one. And then I have one that I'll keep for me. But this is just a prototype. I want to see what the size of it was. Um, it's not like it's not like crazy. It's not. It's bigger than I thought it was, but it's. I don't know. It's a decent size. Look, it's a little warm in here. I'd be like. How full that is. I got my. Oh, that is super cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie. 2 shipments have arrived. I only picked up 1. Nope. Nope, this is the second one, so cool. But yeah, so don't tell her. Because she's probably. Nope, she's still awake. Um, but yeah, she got a little blanket. There's one more coming that I'm working on. It's going to probably take a couple of weeks. But yeah, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to give it to her tomorrow. Let's see if she likes it. And if she likes it, then I'm going to get her another one. Because she recently did an episode and told us her favorite part of 2024. I guess I could just hold it up. Like, how cool is that? Now, here's what I don't like about this, real quick. Well, it's good. So we have the logo with Chasing the Whimsy, but then I also put the text with Chasing the Whimsy on the bottom. So what that means is I can personalize it and then start putting people's names on it. So this could be a possible Patreon gift in the next. Let's see, February, March. This could be a March gift. It is possible. I just have to run a couple of numbers. So do we like? Should I personalize them for the Patreon people? Like, have your own name on the bottom? Like. We'll see. The only thing, okay. So if I order all one, and so like it's interesting. If it's one order of 12 blankets, it has 1 shipping fee. I think, right? So then the question is, if I were to customize them for each of you Patreon people, with your name on it, would it be 12 separate orders? And like, I can't do it if I'm paying 12 shipping fees, but we'll see what happens. I guess I could, yeah. Like, I don't think it needs the 2 Chasing the Whimsies on it. Well, how fucking sick is this? Like, it's super soft too. Like, special somebody's gonna be super. Like, here's what sucks. What if she's not excited for it? Like, what if I give this to her, and then she's just like, give me my pink one. I'm like, this has to be your default blanket. No, like, give me a car blanket. Like, because she's always in the car, needs like a blanket. So, uh, that is your pre-show exclusive. We'll see you guys in a minute. Hello, welcome to Whimsy Live. It's Mind Pockets. Can you guys hear the AC? I don't think you guys can because you cannot. So, okay, the show just started, so I'll give you guys a quick peek in case you just got here. Whimsy blanket. So that is a thing now. That's a huge thanks to merchandise research and development manager Kelly. So thank you for that. So we'll see what we'll do with that. Uh, sure no. I only have Monday. If you want to drop by, okay, sounds good. So I have to work tonight. So I don't know, just because that's the thing, I guess. Means I can go a little bit long because I don't have to. I have nothing to do for like 9 to 10 anyway. So, um, interesting week. You'll hear it all over the place, like weirdly all over the place. Uh, Nothing bad for the most part. Good places in the head, but should be a good episode today. We'll see. It might trickle over into Monday too. So I don't know. Um, I don't remember some of the stuff. All I know is I've been on a like an emotional roller coaster of no idea what's. So it's gonna be a fun one. Um, okay, real quick before we start, thank you to everybody watching the lives who watched the YouTube stuff. Um, by the end of the weekend, we should hit that 4,000 viewed hours goal to for YouTube. So I checked it last night and we were like 7 off. So as long as the 10 of you hang out and stay for the hour, we'll be over the 4,000. It's like 4 days behind, so it just keeps updating. But we're gonna call it. This is the episode that triggered the 4,000th watchtower, which then means uh, we're gonna start getting paid by from YouTube. We're gonna find our 4 or 5 bucks a month. So we'll see. I don't trust me; it's not a big thing. Um, like not until we start cracking like crazy episodes, but it has been a journey, and we made it like less than a year. We started YouTube in like no, it would be about a year because I started uploading all of these. So it's like a year and a half, which isn't horrible. So just a quick shout out to you guys for getting us over that 4,000 hump. All you guys just drop right now. um, Mind pockets all week. I will record ideas and thoughts. I'll put them on here for you. We're gonna play them for everybody, and we're gonna take a journey inside this guy's head for the week, and we'll see what happens. Like, what does a 40-year-old who works 2 jobs do and think all week? Who knows? That's the beauty of the show. We're at number 42. So I've been doing this for 42 weeks. It is probably at the. So I mentioned it could cross over into Monday because I might be the rabbit hole for the week. I'm working through some stuff. So just put a pin in it. Is this therapeutic for Ben? We will find out on Monday. So I'm still working through it. But there is definitely something therapeutic about the last 42 weeks of just talking like weird shit. So that's what Mind Pockets is. We're gonna go ahead and get into the show. Hung out with Courtney and we chatted, hung out for a bit. But I had a revelation that when you eat cereal, do you drink the milk? And the answer is you only drink the milk if on the box there's a cartoon character. And then, side note, do you guys like the double cereal, like the refill cereal, drink the milk? Dude, I was fumbling over the mic, like the recorder, all week. Okay, so Courtney and I were talking. She wasn't feeling good. Um, okay, weirdly, okay, so we're unpacking this whole thing out here. Like, there's a lie here. So Courtney and I hanging out. She's like, I love Captain Crunch, and I was like, Sophie, Kelly, and probably Liam. Like, Captain Crunch is still like a tier 1 cereal, I think. Just okay, someone write that down. Liam and I need to do tier levels for cereal and other products. Okay, so I'm going to say Captain Crunch is a tier 1 cereal. I'm surprised that people still eat Captain Crunch. Here's a couple things, uh, some observations I've made about Captain Crunch. It is one of the only cereals that when you eat, jack up the roof of your mouth. Like, consistently with everybody. The little yellow pieces, are those supposed to be barrels? Jack up your roof of your mouth. Okay. And then two, the number of people who like the yellow pieces. Like, I'm an all berry guy. Like, that's just, I mean, I'll take the all berries. I like the peanut butter one too, to be fair. Okay. People like fucking dig it with the yellow pieces. Like, I get it. I mean, because I'll eat with the yellow too. Like, it's like crazy. Okay. So, tier 1 cereal jacks up the roof of your mouth. Majority of people think like the yellow pieces. Okay. I don't know where else I was going. Okay. So, she was like, I want some cereal. So she went home and grabbed a box of cereal and just ate it. Okay, but she doesn't drink. Uh, so Courtney doesn't drink the milk in her cereal because she uses like Raisin Bran and some of the healthier stuff, right? No sugar. So she's like, I'm not going to drink that. So as we kind of talk it through, that's where we realize the only milk that you typically drink is the sugary milk, and the only ones that have sugar on the cereal, like a lot of sugar in the cereal, are going to be the ones that the characters in the box. So that seems to be a random observation. I'd be curious to see what you guys think. If you have a regular bowl of um, cornflakes or some checks, I do like some checks. Um, like if you have like a nice real plain, like even like a Cheerios, like the non-honey nut. Do you? I mean, maybe it's like a habit, but do you enjoy the milk from a non-sugary one? And then second, can we all agree that you have a bowl of cereal and then you're done, and then there's that little extra milk on the in the bowl, right? How do we feel about the reapply of more cereal? Eat that and then drink a twice dipped milk. I absolutely 100% support a double dipped milk with the cereal because it's not a full bowl, right? Because you don't have that much milk, and you guess could add more milk. But the idea, I think, is just get that little extra. Because then every new bite is delicious because it's already been pre-soaked milk, and then whatever you're left with is smaller, then you're like, oh, I can drink that much milk, and then you drink it, and then it's been twice dipped. Um, I used a bunch of different twice soaked and twice dipped milk. Uh, I gotta find a consistency. Whatever you guys are following, you guys are getting it. Anybody who's ever eaten cereal with a cartoon character on it knows what I'm talking about. And I'm willing to bet that the majority of you have double milked, double dipped, double soaked, whatever it is. Your milk's in this like within the last year. I bet you. But that was the revelation that Courtney and I had come up with. Hi, Grandma. Um, I'm not saying that people who drink boring cereal don't drink the milk. I am saying, do you drink the milk out of habit or you just don't want to waste? But if you have the sugary cereal, wouldn't you prefer it to be reapply and then eat? Controversial, maybe. So, yeah, threw that out there for you guys. Let you guys sit on that for a second because I don't think how many of us still eat cereal with cartoon characters on them because for whatever reason, yeah. So we're gonna test the pulse of the community. Hit some chats, hit some comments. Do you eat non? Do you drink non-cartoon milk? So what is that like a hashtag cartoon milk? Yes, or hashtag cartoon milk no. Um, so curious to see what you guys think. Um, I can't think what cereal I have. I try not to eat too much cereal because I don't like milk that much anymore. Um, but there you go. That's what we got for Mind Pockets 1. Your cereal preferences. Double soaked? And do you drink non cartoon milk? All right. That's what that's the beauty of Mind Pockets. This side note. But we all have these ideas throughout the week when you do something weird or you see something weird and you're like, me? Get that shit recorded and let's talk about it. I don't know what's going on. Still in my head, but I'm not sure what about though. It's not depressed, so I get that. But I don't I don't know. A lot of stuff going on up here. I guarantee you when I recorded that up here. All right, so for like the last like fucking 3 weeks, I've been all like cagey and been like all like uh what is that called? Uh I don't know. For whatever reason, like last like 2 months. Hi mom. Almond milk and cereal dry. Um I now drink almond milk because regular milk jacks up my stomach. Um but I need some cartoon characters. All right. So for whatever okay, the end of 23 sad dad episodes. Clearly there's something fucking wrong with Ben. Now he keeps bringing it up, but not sad dad. Don't know what it is. Trying to work through it, and I'm trying to update you as much as I can, as far as I is like it's not like existential crisis type stuff, but there's I don't know, and that's what I'm trying to work through. So early in the week, man, I'm just like something feels off and weird. And I don't know what it is. That's why I was saying earlier, fucking a journey this week. Um, came out good on the back end, but yeah, those first couple days, man, it's weird. Um, when you're like lost in. So I have a habit of thinking so much that I'm not aware of what I'm thinking of. Right. So like I do the week because it's all routine. So I'm like I'm handling work, life, and showering and eating. But then there's always like the subconscious overthinking that I'm almost not aware of. There might be in my pocket on that. But yes, Ben's thinking a bunch this week. I woke up and then tried to fall back to sleep. But for whatever reason, I like a blanket over my head, like covering my face, but not touching my face. So I had to like weirdly position my hands in a way that my elbows kept the blanket off my face. Is this a thing? Like, is there a contraption that I can buy that will put a blanket over my face but not touching my face? If not, we gotta get research and development on this. Stat. Like Ben has his nervous breakdown. This is like exhibit one of being like Ben's. Okay, a couple of weeks ago it happened, like a couple of times. I absolutely love sleeping way under the blanket. Okay, so hold on. Ready? This has happened, dude. Like this is all like okay. So here's a blanket, right? And I'm sleeping. For whatever reason, I really enjoy one of these. Okay, but I also like to sleep on my back. So the problem is you're sleeping, and then this, I have a blanket on my face and I suffocate, right? So it's my week, man. I've been thinking about this a lot. Uh, so I position, so you got a fucking tutorial and everything. So I have to get my elbows up like this, so that way, like it's not on my face. But do people sleep under blankets anymore? Like for whatever reason, it seems like a very like childish, like toddler type maneuver, but I don't know. I really like I don't know if it's maybe it's because it's like hot or no, it's cold. So then I can like trap in the heat, right? But it bothers me when the blanket's on my face because then when I'm breathing and then I'm just breathing all over my face and then it's touching my face. Like I just don't. Is there a contraption? I don't know. This might like maybe I'm just way behind. Can I build a? Is there a contraption, or is this a thing? One, sleeping with a blanket over your head. Two, if it is a thing, but we don't do it because we all agree that it feels weird. Could we build a pillow that has like a roll cage on the sides, right? Because you can still move and sleep, but then it just has a place that I can like, and I can sleep under my blanket. I don't know. Like I woke up in the like because I sleep. We'll call it like eight to 11, right during the week. I woke up early, and I avoid trying to look at the time because it always just pisses me off. But all I knew was I threw the blanket over my head. It was super comfortable, and I loved it. We're gonna research that. I guess I just can just Google it. Um, what does it mean when you like to sleep under the blanket? I don't know. But I absolutely like it was the weirdest. I don't know. I keep doing this thing where I just look this way. It's like dramatic thought. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys sleep under blankets anymore, or is it always just tucked up here? Um, I have an episode I'm working on for Whimsy proper, because I'm curious on seeing what. Ooh, maybe we'll do it when J Sarge comes in. Get a survey, test the pulse of you guys on, do you sleep with socks on or off, and then two, do you sleep with your can you sleep with your leg out of the blanket, or do you sleep it with it all in? Because I think those are all normal activities. I don't think the blanket over the head is that normal. We will see. I'll see some comments maybe. Um, but yeah, that was my revelation this weekend or this week. Blanket over the head. I am on some kind of like mental journey of some kind of fucking roller coaster right now. But something keeps drawing me back to my BoJack painting. It's really a picture. It's a canvas and a frame. But it's a David Hockney. And it was from BoJack. I don't know. But something I don't know. I'm still drawn to this picture here. All right. So every once in a while, you like something, but then there's something, but then like when you actually sit and you look at it and you think about it, you're like, I don't know why I like it. So what's happening this week is, let's see, BoJack. I'll show you guys a picture of it real quick. BoJack. Bo. Where are you at? I guess. BoJack. All right. It is um, like a recreation of. I'm trying to think. Is there an easier way to do all this? Okay, hold on. We got this. I'm just trying to figure out how to zoom in so you guys can see it. Images. I was hoping they had the original. Oh, they kind of do. Okay, so back to this screen. Internet. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, so it is David Hockney did a painting in '72, um, portrait of two people, so it's like pool, a portrait of two people, right? So it's like a life size portrait. So sorry, like I try to get bigger, so we'll figure. Can I make this bigger? Okay, so like the show is pretty interesting. They take a bunch of famous art and then they just add a bunch of like catch of horses to it and like kind of just recreate it. But for whatever reason, I absolutely love this photo. I did some research on it a little while ago. Of Okay, so here's the original David Hockney. Now, what's interesting about this painting is it is the highest paid or highest sold um, art from a living person, living art. So for like 90 million. So um, I work and then I have it on this wall over there. So I kind of look at it, but yeah, I'm trying to research. I can't figure out like I have some research. I might bring it up on Monday, but yeah, for whatever reason, I'm enjoying the painting. I think there's a connection, like I don't know. No, see that's what I'm saying. This whole week has been like a fucking mess. Um, but it's David Hockney, portrait of two people slash pool or something. I forget what the name of it was. But yeah, that's what that my pocket was. Holy shit! I just realized, like, okay, so diet is going okay. Not like great yet, but it's going okay. But the idea of the 1-2 system was something that fucking Kelly created with me like years ago. I'd hold my hands out and we would gauge how much food I wanted based off of one or two hands. So this is just like a reused system that we already used. Fascinating. So last Monday, resolution. Ben needs to lose some weight. He's not happy about it, right? So his my brilliance is like step one of any new diet. So the problem with diets is if you go too extreme, it messes with your routine and then it's hard to maintain it. So we came up we I came up with a portion control basically, which is like don't eat two plates of like keep to one plate and like two snacks, right? Like so if I'm eating snacks, or because like mom Monday gave me a box of fucking Oreo cupcake things. Um, I think there's one left. So I didn't eat all of them in one day. So the idea, right? But we go back like years. Kelly and I used to work together, and we'd get food, and there was always like, "How much food you want, Ben?" And I'd be like a fucking child. I'm like, or which indicated I want lots of food or just a little bit of food. So like the revelation I had last week of this 1-2 system isn't so much like a revelation as much as it's like, oh hey, I remember I used to do something like that. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because I was like, oh my god, one. So because I was talking to, yeah, but yeah, so it's already an old system. I'm just readopting it now, and I put it into words for people on the internet to understand what the hell I was trying to say. One plate, two snacks. Like keep that kind of portion control. Been doing very well this week, just FYI. I have to weigh myself later. Um, I don't know what your total calorie count is supposed to be for the days. Like, was it like 2,000, 2,500? Um, I think most of the week I've been fucking cruising at like just under two, like 18, like 1,800. I have to double check my monster because I drink one monster every day. So depending on what that one is, but I think those are 0 calories. For this part, I've been doing pretty good. I found snacks that are like low that I can just keep snacking on. So um, the 1-2 system was already created. Is all I'm trying to get at. Thank you, Kelly.
Go check out Whimsy with a Z, the podcast from Chasing the Whimsy. Whimsy with a Z is a brand new podcast where they meet and hang out with 6 teenagers each month to get to know what it's like to be a Generation Z in today's day and age. They'll discuss summer, first days of school, and maybe dive into the struggles that most teens face, but maybe not talk about. Join along as they break down the generation gap and better understand what it's like to be Generation Z. That's Whimsy with a Z. Chasing Whimsy, talking to Generation Z. A few new episodes up for you to listen to already, and make sure you subscribe to be notified of future releases. Whimsy with a Z is a podcast for teens by teens, but parents are welcome and encouraged to also listen. You can stream it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and at the website chasingthewhimsy.com. That's Whimsy with a Z, the podcast. Go stream, download, and subscribe today.
All right, we're like what, midweek? Roller coaster head thing, right? I'm currently now in the nostalgia phase, which I just look back, like all the nostalgia of stuff. But then I got thinking, what happened to the old Ben? Like the old Bens, there's a couple of them. And then I'm like, now I'm worried about I don't know, something about the old Bens, like nostalgic, like the bowling alley. Uh, just got that house, like the old poker days. So it's like, what was wrong with those Bens, and why are they gone? Oh, uh, yeah, it was weird. There's a bit I'm working on for Mondays, right? I want to go back, look at some old YouTube videos and just like old stuff, right? So I'm getting all nostalgic. But then I fall down this fucking rabbit hole for like a day and a half of just like the first time I saw it, where was I, what was I doing, like where was I in my life when I saw some of these things, and uh, so like we're definitely in the podcast age, right? Because that's all I fucking do, right? Um, which is better than like a couple years ago when it was just like tired two job Ben. So like we're definitely doing better than that guy. But yeah, it's interesting because I want I'm trying to think. So I keep wanting to like record and get old stories, right, and stuff. But I can break up all of the bends into like just certain eras, and there's very little crossover between them, and that's what's kind of weird. Is uh, high school Ben crossed over a little bit with bowling alley Ben because it happened right before graduation, right? So like there was a year of that, and then bowling alley turned into like Magic Ben because I was playing Magic the Gathering a bunch, um, and then like and then it went to like bought the house and I played poker, and then that one lasted for like years. Then it was Ben got domesticated, right? Did that, and then like broke up with girlfriend. Then like it's just weird looking back at all of the different versions of me and how like very little of those Bens still exist today. And I think that's part of like where that roller coaster is like where are those other Bens? Because I enjoyed those other Bens. I enjoyed bowling. I enjoyed playing Magic the Gathering. Um, I used to play poker, but then I have like a gambling problem, so I stopped playing poker. Well, no, I have a gambling problem because I was enjoying playing poker, but then I was like, I can make more money playing blackjack, but that's a whole other story. So, um, because like even because like okay, so I think there's another mind pocket coming up. I think there's like a handful of people that I'm gonna be talking to this year, and they all have like, and it's weird because they don't have a lot of crossover. So like if I get Malio, he was like original CTW time, but he doesn't really reach before or after like I keep like so and so fucking bear with me, man. This is this is what I've been doing all week. Whenever I change, for whatever reason, I just fucking let go of everybody and everything that was previous, which is weird to me. And I don't, and I think that's kind of like I'm working on is like what, why, and how did all that happen? Because like Liam, so as Liam, he's getting older, so he's like, hey, I want to know some of these stories, and I was like, maybe when you're older. So the problem is maybe when you're older excuse runs out because now he's like, I'm older, you should tell me what's good. So as I start trying to think about the different stories I want he wants to know, I kind of realize I'm like, yeah, very like I don't know how I feel about it, but interesting because okay, so I think I just said there's podcast Ben, which we all fucking enjoy because he just records all the time. So we got podcast Ben, and we invited some people back, right? So um, we're seeing and hanging out more, getting a little closer to some people, right? But before that was the tired, overworked two job Ben. So like whoever was in that time, there wasn't a lot of you because I was like fucking tired. Like those people aren't carrying over as much, and I think that's where I'm struggling. Is like every time I move, my my people group just seems to get smaller. Hence, like the loneliness, right? Is like uh as Ben evolves, like fucking people just disappear. Like I used to be the life of a party. Now I'm fucking podcasting by myself at 8 o'clock at night before I go to work. So not in a bad way. So like I'm enjoying the nostalgia. Um, looking at a bunch of stuff. Some cool episodes coming up, I think. Because I want to deep dive on some things, but I don't know if that made any sense. That's the beauty of this show. Very relatable, man. Sometimes you guys don't know what the hell you guys are thinking. You just know you're thinking. Um, but yes, we are currently in the nostalgia phase in which I have now gone back and started rewatching some old stuff and kind of just enjoying it. I think I figured out something that we're missing that we need, but we don't realize that we are missing it. I want to bring back the radio commercial jingle, right? Okay, small problem. I have no musical talent and I can barely rhyme, but wonder if I can come up with, like, if J Sarge gave me a jingle, if I can come up with some words to it. But I think I want a jingle. Like at work the other night, we were chatting, and I was like, "Hey, remember that old jingle? I don't remember. It was sort of Tootsie Roll. One was one of the ones I was thinking of. The old '70s commercial where you have all the cartoon kids running around, and everything they look at turns into a fucking Tootsie Roll. So you don't like we don't have any of those real catchy songs and jingles anymore like we did back in the day. Um, and I was like, maybe Whimsy can have a jingle. Like, what if there's like a cool like Patreon jingle? I don't know. Um, I have zero artistic ability in anything dealing with music, lyrics, definitely fucking jingles. I don't know. I just want to make. I just think like they were fun. Like because I was like part of that is we have TV now with ads, right, which are just mini commercials, right? Because I watched all of Coach, and then there was fucking commercials in them, but they're all like real boring ads, and they're the same ones that just keep playing over and over and over. But like, where's like the old like Pringles and like I can't think of any good fucking jingles right now. Oscar Mayer, fucking they had one, right? Let's take a second. I guess I could just Google it. 2 seconds. Uh, vintage, call it vintage. Old jingles. Uh, Wheaties. My baloney has a first name. Pop Pop Fizz Fizz. Oh, what a relief it is! Like I can, like we have so much like better technology today. We have to be able to come up with something better than Pop Pop Fizz Fizz. What a wonderful relief it is! And just for whatever reason, we just stopped caring about like Alka Seltzer. What's the last time you guys saw an Alka Seltzer commercial? Uh, Double Your Pleasure, Double the Fun, some like gum commercials. Like those were all like I don't know. I think we need to bring back the jingle. I don't really have anything to really sell yet. Whimsy? I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. That's all. I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. Jesus. All right. So when you're like deep inside your head, right, and you're like overthinking everything, like everything looks like a sign. So watched stand up, right? So it was like two part is like the podcast. Like what makes me think that people want to listen to my story, right? Because I'm all about like telling stories. But then it's like nobody wants to hear my fucking story. But at the same time, stand-up comedians, that's all they do is tell their story. And we pay money to see them. what would have happened if I was like if I was a stand-up comedian now versus a podcaster? Like, would I be having? I, I don't know. I lost the thought. I don't know. We'll see if I can bring it back. All right. So here. Can I see if I what the thought was? Podcast is still relatively like Wild West, and everybody does one. So it's interesting because there's like thousands of podcasts and 1,000 people tell their story, whatever it is, their show, and then nobody fucking listens to it, right? But like there's a I correlated my podcast journey to that of so Gabriel Iglesias, his Netflix special, right? He got all nostalgic and went fucking all the way backwards. Like so that's where all this stuff's coming from, right? Is he remembers like he's been doing it for 27 years. So he goes all the way back and he's talking about it, right? So like it's like oh fuck, I still lost it. Like I'm enjoying it. Like I'm not gonna fucking stop doing it. Like this is a much bigger thing that nobody knows what it is yet. Like this thing's gonna like it's all gonna make sense in like fucking 20 years. Like this whole journey, right? But it's a similar journey that you take when you want to be a stand-up comedian, right? Is you go to all these fucking nightclubs and you do open mic nights for like 8 people. Um, and then you keep doing it, and then someone recognizes you, and you just keep building your material, honing it in. A lot of comedians have probably changed their like the next mind pocket FYI is similar to this statement. So Gabriel used to like swear a bunch, right? So he was told, "Hey, your material's good, but cut out some of the swearing and some of the other stuff, and keep it semi clean." Because it's easily or it's easier to market like a cleaner show than a raunchier show. So that's where he made that transition, right? So I'm still this is like my open mic night phase of whatever this podcast thing is going to go to. Um, so it's like trying to like wrap my head around. Nobody gave a crap about stand up comedian, like a stand up comedian. So like whoever it is, we'll go Gabriel, right? Nobody cared about him that much 27 years ago, but he does his thing, and then he blows up and now selling out arenas, right? Kevin Smith, very similar journey. He made movies, quit movies, and then was like, I want to do podcasting. Uh, he had a following from the movies. Okay, even in his movie career, nobody like it took him forever to find his niche, like his little corner of the internet. Um, so like I look at other people's journeys and be like, I'm right on track. And it's just kind of one of those things of like not copying, but like okay, success in this podcast has already been like the road's already been done by somebody else, right? So I'm just trying to find inspiration in other people's journeys to be like and find the confidence to just kind of keep going to be like it's weird now that there's only 10 of you here, but it's not going to be like if we keep doing it and keep evolving like if I was a stand-up comedian eventually like I absolutely love the idea like 3 years from now it's like 500 people watching and I'm still in the same spot. That'd be amazing. Oh, I would love it. I think that'd be so fun to be like, hey guys, like the original like living room. Oh, that just seems funny to me. Uh fuck, I lost it. Okay, so and then the other half of that thought is if I wasn't a if I went to mom 2 years ago and was like, hey, instead of being like, hey, I want to be a podcaster, I'm like, hey, I want to be a fucking stand-up comic, and I want to do open mic nights and run the grind that every other successful comedian's ever done, right? Some of you, like, I would obviously try to record it because that's the way we are right now. Because I would record some of those open mic nights and those sets and play them on the internet and everything else, and you guys would watch that instead. So you'd be watching like 10 minutes worth of content versus like the fucking 6 hours you guys get this now. Well, whatever my stand-up routine was, I would probably pull from life experience, right? So that's what you do. Would it be really more acceptable? Like, is it more entertaining as a stand-up act than a podcast? That's kind of like what the whole thought is. But then there's not even that much difference between podcasting and stand-up. Like, I'm pretty funny. Uh, to be fair, I do laugh at most of my stuff more than most people do, but whatever. But it's all the same performance, right? So you're a stand-up, you get on stage, you tell your story, you put yourself out there, right? You find that confidence and that vulnerability, and you kind of just live in that for a while, right? So in theory, that's the same thing I'm doing here. So I don't even know if that's a full, complete fucking thought. Like that's what's like, but that's where my head has been the whole week. Is like, okay, okay. So we're gonna be honest, right? Like for whatever reason, I feel like I have to still justify what the hell I'm doing, but I don't feel like I need to. But I don't know. I don't know. There's not enough fucking people fucking watching and hanging out right now for me to be this fucking self conscious about the stupid thing. Um, but I enjoy doing like the reality is that I enjoy doing this, and I think what I'm trying to do is understand what it is that I'm doing, so that way I can market it better. I think it all comes down to marketing. Okay, not all, but from the marketing standpoint of it is like, what am I building? What am I trying to do? Because when I go to Fan Fusion, like I need to have a slightly better like I need to tighten up whatever it is whimsy is, so that way when I go talk to people and present it and be like, hey, come join the family and fucking hang out and listen to my weird stories, my mind pockets every week. Um, so again, not sure that was like a full complete thought, but that's the back and forth that I'm going. So that roller coaster I'm saying is just like I just like I'm overthinking and trying to find too many comparisons and contrasts and like inspirations. Like I'm trying to absorb all of it at one time, and it's like fucking exhausting. All right, we're coming up to episode 100, year two, branding wise, right? I'm gonna go to the two cons. I'm trying to be family friendly, right? Need feedback. Have I cut down on the swearing, and by how much? Because it's like definitely for CTW proper. I'm gonna try to cut out some of the majority of the Fs, but I think that's just because of branding purposes. Like I don't know, we'll see. But it's a conscious effort. I'm gonna start just try to trim down on the swears a little bit. Uh, right? Okay. Just same thing I just said. Is I start trying to like branch out and go to the fucking fan fusion and be like, hey, we're fucking family friendly, right? To what extent is it like it's not JJ family friendly, but it's like maybe teenager family friendly? Because the original description of Chasing the Whimsy was a 40-year-old hanging out with his two kids. Um, one of them abandoned me, and one of them is has more fun things to do than hang out with dad. So like I was like, okay, so if I cut out the F's, right, then I could be like, hey, Liam's because like the episodes Liam is on. I think everybody can enjoy, right? Like teenager could hang out and be like, oh, this is kind of funny. It's no different than half the other stuff that they watch on the internet, right? But the episodes that there is no Liam, and it's just like uh car cast and like sad dads, like this is the problem Tell 'em Steve Dave is having right now, right? So Tell 'em Steve Dave has a very older demographic. Like they're probably the majority of their listeners. I'd probably say like the more like 60-70% of them are like 35 plus. So I want to try and go a little bit lower, right? And like, oh, if the podcast was more like topic specific, right? It's easier to market to be like, hey, we're a gaming channel where Liam and I are going to talk about video games every week. Then we can kind of be like, boom, kids like video games, they watch. Adults play video games, they watch, right? And they listen. The problem is like this thing is like all over the place. That I have to now make a conscious effort to cut like one. I should cut out the swearing to begin with in the first place. Like, let's just be fair. Like, I don't need to f all the time. But yeah, so it's like making those little efforts to be like, hey, give us a try. I don't know. I don't know. To be fair, I don't know anything about fucking marketing. I should hire a PR person. Like if they weren't gonna overcharge me, I would totally take a PR person for a week, like for a month, and be like, analyze my show, the brand, give me some notes. Um, and a lot of it would be like, if you want to go more like the teen family stuff, you got to cut out the F's. Be like, done. I can do that. Um, yeah. So we're making a conscious effort, not to like. The idea is not like, oh, I have to change for people to listen, but I do acknowledge that too much vulgarity is kind of a turnoff to the majority of because it's not it, if it was a vulgar podcast, then I grab all those vulgar people wanting to listen. But there's so much stuff happening. I don't have my mat right now. Like if I read off like the last couple of episodes, it's like I don't know. It's weird to kind of put us in any one bucket because it's like I can do a big bucket, right? I can call it family friends, but can I get it a little bit closer? Like, can I narrow it a little bit more? And I think that's kind of where I'm at. All right, end of the week. It has been a roller coaster of like head shit all week. Nothing bad again. Not depressed, but it's like it's something. Um, I don't think I really accomplished much of anything out of it. But what I did come up with is an idea. Don't know what it looks like yet. But I have a dozen recorders. I got a half a dozen people lined up this year to talk to me. I'm thinking of putting together some kind of like nostalgia tour. I don't know what it looks like yet. So stay tuned because there may or may not be a nostalgia tour. All right, thank you. So we go back a couple of my pockets, right? It's the lost bets, right? So the nostalgia tour is going to be kind of like rediscovering old versions of me. So the problem, okay, because I changed so much and I just fucking just drop every old version of me. Like little like Liam doesn't know what a bowling alley Ben looked like, and then there's not a lot of stories of those. So this kind of is like this nostalgia tour that I'm thinking about doing is re like looking hard back at all some of those other ones and just figuring out like what is a 21-year-old who just bought a house, like what does that guy do? Because I'm definitely not the same guy I was when I was 21. But I'm barely the same guy I was when I was 37. And I'm absolutely completely nothing like I was when I was 37. I was a mess. I was a hot mess. Um, yeah. I mean, it's not that revolutionary. I mean, it's the same fucking the vision, the mission that we've been doing the whole time we've been podcasting for almost a year and a half is tell old stories. But it's now like focused on like okay, so earlier I said like what we're doing now does it like the whatever we're doing now, none of it makes sense, but it will like years from now when you can look backwards and be like, oh, it's like it's all going to come together at some point. Like hopefully not 10 years. Like maybe we could do it in like 5, 4. But the like so I have Sophie conversations. I have Sophie singing. I got some really cool stories with Liam, and we had some really fun episodes with Liam. So we are clearly documenting the podcast age, right? Podcast Ben, like all of that's going to be documented moving forward, and then we'll go backwards here and there. Like we brought on Nikki, we told some old stories or whatever, trying to get Kelly to come on and uh, maybe not on the regular, but I'm working on something to try to go back and get some of the shipping and receiving stories. So like I don't know. I think that's what it all like this whole week was trying to remember those bends before they're completely forgotten. I think is like like the old versions of the like old bends are like somehow like trying to come back and being like, don't forget us. Um, because I can't remember anything anymore. Like I can't remember like I'm trying to think. Like I have a handful of like trailer park stories that I remember for whatever reason. Like it was an annual thing that I would step on a nail. Like I have like a couple of those random memories. Um, but yeah, they got all these uh, old versions of me that are just like trying to fight their way back to be like, because like to be fair, when I was 21, I'm like I was on top of the world. I'm like ah, friends and like doing my thing and like everybody loves me and I'll never be forgotten. And now like that guy is gone. Like nobody remembers that guy. If I didn't reach out to Malio, that version of Ben is almost completely fucking gone. 04, so like 09. There's like a hit, like maybe Ian, but I keep reaching out to him. He's busy. He's doing his own. I don't know where he's at now, but like it is like high school Ben. Brandy's it, and I don't know like but she was more like bowling alley versus high school because like I can't name a single person that I went to high school with that I could have onto this podcast right now. There's not a single person that can testify to who or what I was doing in high school. Hold on, I'm thinking. Oh man, like and I think that's where all the head stuff comes in, right? Is like the idea, like I am who I am today because of all those other versions, and the idea that I've completely fucking forgot them. Like there has to be. there has to be a kid movie, right? It's fucking Toy Story, right? Okay, I'm living fucking Toy Story. I got my Woodies and my Buzzes that are just fucking hanging out, and then they're like worried that I'm gonna go off to college and be left in a fucking box in the attic. So like bowling alley Buzz and uh oh man, I was really would have liked to have put more than one of them together. Bowling alley Buzz, and then like um, somebody like high school Woody. Oh man, I wish I had two. Anyway, so yeah, oh my god, Toy Story means something completely different to me now. Like that, and that's what the whole nostalgia thing is. Is like I look back and then like I see all these signs, right? Of being like, Ben, you're about to lose your Woodies and your Buzzes, and that was the whole storyline of the third one, right? Is like kids grow up and just fucking throw them away. So I'm I don't know. So I think nostalgia tour, and that's what I'm just calling it for now. Is this idea of seeing if I can rediscover and find some of these other bands. No idea what it looks like. Don't I mean like it's just a concept right now. But there's a part of me that's hearing all the other versions of me fucking screaming, trying to be like, don't forget who those guys were. Like, because uh, you can take right. So you have that life experience, and you have all those things that, uh, like all the mistakes I made back then, make who I am today. Okay, so that we get. So Ben knows, not to drink beer through a licorice straw, right? So we have that life experience that says don't do that, and I know that now today. Current Ben says I know this, but I don't. But like I want the idea of like uh, oh we're so close, we're so close. Like I want to remember not to drink beer through a licorice straw, but I also want to remember the Ben who taught me that. I think is what we're trying to get at. Like it's exhausting, man. Like this is all I've been doing all week. Is like everything I see and do, I'm like, this is a sign. What sign was I looking at recently? Oh, what was the most recent sign that I had? Oh, I don't remember what it was. I don't know. So, Mind Pocket's 42, man. Ben's crazy. Uh, Fucking mind roller coaster. Well, this one should have been. This should not be a mind pocket. This should be a mind roller coaster. Good week for the most part. Like everybody has a nice. Everybody likes nostalgia, right? I looked it up. I don't even know how many times I googled nostalgia, trying to figure out what the definition of it and trying to see what the fucking meaning of it was, and then like the meaning of like when I feel it. Anyway, um, I lost my thought. So interesting week. So glad I was able to talk that out because the problem is current Ben, right, versus like back in the day, like a bowling alley Ben or even a just bought the house Ben, had you know people he would mind pocket out, right? So now working too much alone, boom, all I have is a U11 to kind of just talk it all out, and it's easier to talk it out loud than to keep it all like built up. So thank you guys for fucking hanging out with me through Ben's fucking like weird crisis. But it's not even really a crisis. It's just like uh, it's interesting because I like I can't be the only one that fucking does this, right? Like my week has to be similar. Like everybody has to have a thing where they watch or see something that triggers like this idea of like what is an older version of me and right and all those things. but I'm the only one talking about it out loud. Like most people try to just fucking bottle that shit down, or um, or like appreciates the nostalgia and then bails out. Right? No one ever sits in like if you okay, so you have these thoughts, right? And then to sit and marinate it in a little bit for a little while, like I have like all week. The majority, I don't know, the majority of people probably don't sit in it as long as I do, and then try to like overthink it and try to uh no one looks at Toy Story and was like, "This is my fucking life," like, uh, or you do, but then you let it go, and you're like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I can correlate different versions of me across Toy Story," but actually sit into it and then to be like, "I would like to play with my old fucking Woody and Buzz again." Um, so I don't know. Will be interesting. Um, I don't know what we're doing for Monday. Monday's gonna be fucking good. There's some cool. We got some cool TV. We'll talk about that in a second. Um, yes. So that is my. I think that should be all of them 10. But it has been a journey. I think Monday I'm gonna try and put some of it together a little bit better. Might talk about the Hockney thing a little bit. But I think I'll elaborate on a couple of points that I've realized throughout the week. Maybe I don't know, to be fair with you. Um, so look for, if you were at all interested about whatever the hell it was that I was talking about tonight, um, and you kind of want to continue this random journey of Ben's head, come back Monday noon. Well, Monday at noon, worst time in the world. All right, just remember I'm recording Monday at noon, and then whenever you get off work, rewatch it. So, God, gosh, how amazing would it be, right? Okay, I'm almost done, I promise. So I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm doing open mic night, right? And there's the stories of one comedy club, and you do a set, and then the guy who used to work with Carson, if he likes you, would give you like a little fucking nod, right? And then slide you a piece of paper with a phone number, and then you would go on to Carson's show, right? Like it used to be a whole thing. Um, like you get discovered in that way. How amazing this whatever we're doing right now, right? Because we're still in our infancy, right? We're still in our uh, open mic night phase. What happens when like some random celebrity's like, "What is this? Oh, this is interesting. This guy's losing his mind. He has a show on Monday at noon. Like, how fun would it be that if like, like I get like all of a sudden like Monday at noon, like I get my own like I do a talk. Like to be fair, I do a radio show. Like if they were like, "Hey Ben, you want to?" I would totally do a radio show. Um, but yeah, I just like the idea. Like, what happens if like of the four shows, right? What if the one that gets us recognized is Whimsy Nooners, and then everything else kind of like falls into place? Like, I would love like that chapter in the book that says Chasing the Whimsy, fun, hanging out with his kids. Liam fucking abandons him. Ben loses himself, right? And then it's like the rise to fame was fucking Whimsy Nooners, like arguably the worst timed show. Like the show is good. It's like it was like that's like second crazy. The show is fucking great, but timing wise, it's got to be the worst. But yeah, how funny would that be? Be like, oh, Jason the Whimsy, #1 podcast on fucking iTunes, all because of fucking random like Whimsy Nooners, which would be like the worst thing in the world because like, and conceptually, it's one of the worst timing. Like it's a good idea, but like execution wise, it was horrible. So if like we ever got big because of Whimsy Nooners, all it does is reinforces Ben's bad decisions. or bad ideas. And I think with that, I should probably get recognized, and we should blow up because of Whimsy Nooners. And then Mind Pockets, like you guys can turn this on I could do like a real TV show. Because like Liam's gonna come on and start doing Mind Pockets. We're gonna do a couple of those things. Like we have After Midnight with Taylor Tomlinson, and then right after that, Mind Pockets at fucking 2:30 a.m. Bunch of like comedians, and I come out and we just record thoughts and we just talk about. That's the show. Like I just Taylor, you'll never hear this, but if you do, hit me up, man. I got a show for us. That's amazing. I'd watch a 30-minute comedy panel show about like random thoughts and ideas and like get all therapeutic about it. Like everybody comes on, has two, and then we all just sit and discuss. And then we make jokes and have some fun with it. Share it. Point at the fences. It's gonna happen. All right, we're done. Let's go ahead and hit that commercial. We'll end this stupid thing. And then I'll do it at work. I just noticed like my mustache is like I'm sorry. All right, here we go.
Hey there, Whimsy fans! We wanted to take a moment away from the fun to express how much your support and contributions mean to us. If you're liking what you're hearing from us so far, we'd like to invite you to show us some love on our new Patreon. Starting at just $1 a week, you can help us keep the whimsy coming. That's not just our podcast, but live streams and new projects on the horizon as well. All members get special shout out during our live streams. If you're comfortable giving a little more, please take a look at our gift tier. These gifts are hand-picked by the Whimsy crew to bring more curiosity, fun, and whimsy to you as thanks for your support. Every little bit counts, and whether you support us by listening and subscribing to our podcasts, holding court on our lives, or subscribing to our Patreon, thank you for helping us keep the magic alive and the mics on. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy, or follow the link on our YouTube channel, @ChasingTheWhimsy. Thank you again for all the support. Whimsy!
Patreon. I delivered half of your guys' gifts. Like it's a perfect couch blanket, like just on your legs. Huh. Boom, perfect. Possible idea for March or May. Don't know which one. So, but hey, if you guys want to see some sweet merch, sign up for the Patreon. It helps us make some cool shit. I did put real quick. Let's thank everybody real quick. Andy, Nikki and your family, Megan and your family, Mom, Enderfrog, EC1, Gooster, Nina M, Violet, Anna, Dad, Courtney. Boom. Thank you guys. Because you guys, I come up with cool. Kelly comes up with cool ideas, and I just fucking put my logo on it and call it a day. But love the support, appreciate it. Because of the Patreon, go to patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy. Sign up for the free one. We have a new it's not even a web comic. It's more like a comic strip, right? So we have a new comic strip coming out. You guys can see the first one. Can I come back Monday? I'll show you pictures of it. Fuck it. But take a look at it. We got Kit out of Ukraine helping draw some stuff. Fantastic artist to be able to take the random ideas or the random scripts that I have, right? Put them out. They're super fun. The first one is out on Patreon right now, and then I got to figure out. I just edited them down so that way they can be social media'd. So those are going to come out soon. But if you guys want to keep an eye on all the new exclusive stuff before it comes out, patreon.com/chasing the whimsy. If you want cool blankets, like no one's like, oh, I don't want no fucking wooden tokens and fucking ornaments. But you want some sweet fucking blankets? I'm telling you, this. Oh, maybe, maybe I can get whoever I give this to tomorrow, right? Maybe she can come on and give a review of how cool would that be? No takers. I don't know where you're at anymore. No takers. Whimsy merch reviewed by a 4-year-old. That'd be amazing, to be honest with you. Absolutely. Oh, hey, what do you think about this blanket? Sucks. Like, all right, get off my show. Um, there's only 2 of these in existence right now. I have one. One will be gifted. Um, and then I don't know. I really do fucking like. You guys might just get blankets for a while. Like, I might just do like 2 or 3 of these things. Like, that's actually a really cool blanket. Like, I feel like I need to be on the camera, but like that thing's fucking cool. I don't know. So, um, help support. Let us do some more cool comic stuff. Let's get Kit paid so she can continue to do cool stuff for us. Uh, yeah, that's all the Patreon is. Help support so I can keep doing cool stuff. You guys can get some cool stuff. We have Fan Fusion coming up. Um, for us to do the panels and get some of our logo and info into uh, the paperwork or the booklet. I have to pay for all that, so like I'm investing in chasing the whimsy. So I got to put in X number of dollars so that I can do the 2 panels and I can get some advertising out there for us. The Patreon will help with that a little bit, and uh, just whatever you can do. There's a $4 tier. It's like $1 a week. We can all find $1 a week. And then the $10 tier get you the gifts that I send out by week or bi monthly. And then the big thing about the Patreon this year is a portion of your Patreon membership will go towards the Holiday Family Assist program that we're going to do again. So we got some goals. I got to work on some of those slides a little bit. Uh, Maybe a week. Wow. We'll have that. Here's what we've learned. If you go way, way back, Ben's really only good for like an hour 15. Once we get over an hour 15, the whole show kind of just falls apart, and that's where we're at. Patreon.com/chasing the whimsy. Sign up for the free, look at some cool stuff. And then consider throwing a couple bucks at us. So we can make cool stuff. We could buy kids this Christmas some cool gifts too. So be a part of something awesome. Throw me a couple of bucks. Worst case, hit the free. Look and see all the cool stuff that we're doing. Um, do I have an outro for this one? I the show. Thanks again, everybody, for uh, hanging out for the last hour. A little weird. There were some funs. There were some chuckles in there. I had a good time. A little bit of a therapy session for me, so I can talk some stuff out. It was a blast. I had a good time. So thanks for hanging out. Monday, if you can't watch live, watch the rewatch. There might be more of this on Monday I show you the pictures of the comic, some ideas for the comic moving forward. Um, and okay, so we have a day. We got let's see, 3 hours, 24, 27 hours. You guys, 27 hours to find and catch up. Watch The Pit. Amazon Max, HBO Max. So it's on Max. Fascinating show. Not fascinating. Good show. Spoiler. Good show. Natalia Grace. What happened with her? Find out Monday when I kind of just review some cool stuff that's currently on and things that they wanted you to watch that ended up not being good. Sorry, American Primeval was not good, but find out why. See you guys on Monday. Whimsy.